The Obstacle is the Way was one of my favourites. It was one that we actually recorded quite a long time ago, but made it into the 20 to 30 series. And it's just a book that the tone of it is really it talks at you, you know. I haven't read a book like that really.
Have you read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. I found it very, you know, not ironically, consistently, it was written for me, it kind of sounded in a similar fashion to that. You know, that very stoic talking at you, talking to yourself fashion. So what you're talking about?
It was, yeah. He'd kind of ask you questions almost. He'd say, but you're not like that. You think this way, you think that way when others don't. And you're kind of like, oh, I do that, you know. It's quite confronting. But just the very name of the book seems to be quite a good guide in and of itself. You know, the obstacle is the way. Move towards your issues and confront them. And his idea of sort of keeping moving, you know. It's okay to feel scared or worried or what have you about whatever issues you're facing. But you need to move into action and try and solve them, accept them that they are. And I think that the realization I had after reading that book was that I was sort of going through my day hoping nothing bad would happen, you know. So I'd wake up in the morning and go, and I still do this, but wake up in the morning and go, geez, I hope no problems happen today. But the truth is that there'll always be problems, and that you have to kind of, if you start to accept that as a premise, some of the stress of worrying about what the next problem is kind of goes away.
Yeah, it's the very stoic way of looking at things, which is, you know, every moment is in itself. It's, you know, is everything. So you will encounter whatever it is that you encounter. You still have you, if that makes sense. And so you can choose to do whatever you want in each of those moments. I find it one really interesting thing for me off the back of that book, mate, was there was very much like that action bias, but it wasn't action bias in the sense of just acting. I think you also emphasized that, like, make the right action to some degree.
Yeah. Don't be careless.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, whatever situation you encounter, you will be able to move through it, and don't get hung up on whether you will be able to move through it or not. But yeah, don't go around flailing and you know, which sounds like it's more acting on emotion than anything else. You know, in that sense, it's like there's been no consideration of this action here, which is acting on emotion.
But that kind of comes to, if you haven't done the first part of that model, which is to accept what is true and bring your what you want to the situation, and not try and kind of pretend it hasn't happened or what have you. Kind of accept reality and make something good of it, you know. Which, depending on the situation, might not always be possible, you know. We are human, so. But yeah, a very helpful book. I really like this book, so that was one of my top ones.